Morning guys, we're here at the Cliff Training Ground. Want to head down to Goosemoor, our main supply here, pick up some bits and bobs we've got, come back and do some cooking. What we're going to do for this morning is a nice sticky toffee flapjack, which the guys take away for them on away trips. And then we'll do a nice little vegetarian plant-based roasted harissa aubergine with a super green quinoa salad and some nice bits of bobs going through that. Let's go do some cooking. Come down to Goosemoor today, we're our main supplier Exeter at the Canton Fiddle. John's kindly taken some time out this morning just to go through some stuff that we've ordered from yesterday. Yeah. So we're just going to go about Providence, talk about our partnership, how great you guys have been since we started out there, and the support that you guys have been and the quality of the project. Yeah. We'll start off today. I've ordered some nice hot smoked salmon from you guys, which is one of the great things that the Canton Fiddle that the boys like and love. Obviously, great source of protein and stuff. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about that one in particular?
Well, it comes from our supplier 7&Y, who are based in Herefordshire, and they do an absolutely great piece of their salmon, and all their products are really, really good. So, and it's fresh to us, comes in, but they're probably one of the best suppliers in the country. So we're always trying to source locally as much as humanly possible, but if not, then we want the best of what we can find, and they are what we think is the best at it.
Absolutely, the quality from that has been fantastic. Like I said, it's one of the boys' favourites. Sort of like fruit and veg and that sort of stuff. Where are we kind of getting that from then, John?
Well, we're trying to source fruit and veg as much as humanly possible from local, if not from them from the UK. But of course, pineapples don't grow in the UK.
No, of course
so sometimes not. So but predominantly we want to be used as much local as possible. We've got some really, really good local suppliers who supply us with great veg and fruit through the summer. So we're encouraging that with the menus we're doing with you, and we're trying to find provenance and keep provenance going, so the boys they're eating as much locally produced to keep them in the right place.
Well, it's all about the 3 points on the Saturday. I'll have to say it's been a great working relationship with yourself and Rob and the guys as well, because I know I'm a pain in the butt sometimes saying, can I have this, can I have that, I've changed my mind, I forgot to add this, and it's been a pleasure. It's been really good. You guys have been really supportive, like I said before, and long may it continue, the relationship.
It's all about partnership, and we want to see the team do well. Of course we do, because they're our local team. So
absolutely,
and it's great the boys and you have bought into it, and how much they're enjoying it, and the feedback has been immense.
And that's the main thing, is that the feedback's been fantastic. And they ask me, Chef, where do we get this? Where do we get that? And obviously say you guys and stuff like that. So it's all been good. It's all been good.
I look forward to a great new season. All the new training facilities and the extra food. Look out.
So what I'm about to make now is a sticky toffee protein flapjack for after match on the away trips. So obviously the guys use a lot of calories and energy throughout the match, and this is just a little treat for them. It's a bit calorific with golden syrups and butter and all that sort of stuff, but we take out the milk powder and reduce that with protein whey powder, so obviously we get the protein back into them as well after games. So I'm just going to literally put that together now. Dead simple, basic flapjack recipe. We'll get that cooked off and see how we go with that. So what I've done is pre-soak some dates, whey powder, golden syrup, gluten-free oats because of dietaries and stuff, butter, and that's basically it. So I'm just going to put that together and I'm going to cook it. No particular order. So melted butter. Just give that a bit of a mix so it comes together. Just transfer over. Obviously, when I made this, it's a bigger one, it's a bigger tray. This is just for me and you. Who is left for the other staff to enjoy these little bars later on. It's nice and moist and sticky. that down, doesn't need to be too pretty. Into the oven, 180 degrees for about 20 minutes. Set the timer. Okay, so what I'm going to make now is just a little dressing to go with one of the dishes that we're going to do later on. And it's just a simple yogurt, mint and spinach little light dressing to go with one of the chicken dishes which we'll do later on. So we've got some nice natural yogurt which we got this morning from Goosemoor. Just a nice couple of loadsfuls of that into the machine. So this is nice, vibrant, fresh. Again, something to get a little bit of iron into the boys with the spinach, where they don't know about. It's almost like hiding food for your kids, so they eat it. Some lovely spinach. In that goes. About half a bag. Got about 4 ladlefuls of yogurt in there, half a bag of spinach. Some lovely mint, so it's all nice and fresh. We just pick some mint down. So it's all nice and fresh and summery. That goes in. Of course, a little touch of seasoning. Some nice Cornish sea salt. Right, so that all goes in, lid on. Make sure I've got it the right way around. And just let that blitz off and do its thing. Nice and fresh, sort of vibrant colour, nice and vibrant. Into the kiln jar, ready for serving later. Okay, next up guys, I'm going to make like a spinach and herby puree to flavour the quinoa, which I've already steamed off. And just call it like a nice little simple super green quinoa salad. So we'll put that together later and show you how that looks with a nice roasted aubergine. So I'm just going to make like the puree to go into that. So again, spinach, half a bag of spinach. We'll need coriander again, nice big bunch of coriander, stalks and all, full of flavour. Mint again. Again, it's all quite rustic because it all gets blitzed up, so they don't need to be too precious about it. Again, stalks as well, that's where all the flavour is. A few chilies, just chop those down. As you guys can smell, unfortunately, it's really nice, fresh, vibrant. Chilies for a bit of heat, obviously. Keep the seeds in as well. Season that up again. So again, some lovely Cornish sea salt, a couple of nice pinches full of that, and some extra virgin olive oil this time, just to blitz it all down and make like a puree paste type thing, which will again colour and flavour the quinoa. Lid on and just let that blitz and do its thing. All simple salady sort of dressings that you could do at home, and that's it, done. A nice little, again, green, vibrant, nothing complicated dressing to flavour and to colour the quinoa salad for later on to go with a roasted aubergine dish. So what we're going to do now guys, just going to make a little house-made hot chilli sauce which the boys absolutely love and can't get enough of. I can't make enough of this. They absolutely smother it on everything, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, what they say about me food, but anyway, they love it. So we're just going to go through the process of how I make the hot chilli sauce here. So we've got a couple of onions, just your normal white onions, which we're going to peel down, slice, and then we're just going to sweat them down lightly with a little bit of ground paprika. We've got some roasted red peppers here, some chilies, some lime and some seasoning. Again, you can roast the peppers in the oven or over a flame, get them nicely charred in, and put it into a bowl, clean them over, and then take the husk off. I don't unfortunately have the time for doing that, so again, Goosemoor, fantastic produce. I get a tin of roasted peppers, which is great. You can easily pick that up in your supermarkets. So we're just going to cut these down. I can talk and cut at the same time. We'll just get a pan on after this, a nice little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. Sweat these down, like I said, a little touch of salt to begin with. And as I was taught by most of the chefs I work with, if you put a little bit of salt in to begin with, anything you started with, not only are you building a base flavour, you then bring the sweetness out of the onions and start the caramelisation. So whilst that's warming up, I'll just use about 6 peppers, ready to go. So we just put that in here, ready to rock. Like I said, these will be roasted, nice and sweet, intense flavour. 6 of those will be good. We can hear the oil getting hot, so we'll just take the onions across. And that's the kind of sound that you want, so you know the onions are frying and the cooking process is starting. Down just lightly softened. Like we said, a good pinch of salt. Oh, and that's our flapjacks. Men can't multitask. So that's our lovely flapjacks. Nice crispy bits around the side, which is for staff and chef's treats. We'll let that cool down and we'll portion up later on for them to try. Paprika, we'll let those cook down. So they'll take about 5 to 6 minutes, maybe a bit longer. Again, it is a chili sauce. So we've got about, I don't know, 200 grams of chilies. Again, we'll chop those down, seeds and everything. Like I said, you can see I've got a couple of small ones there, a couple of big ones there. Doesn't matter on your knife skills. Like I say, we'll just get blitzed down later on. In they go. Got a couple of limes as well, just to balance it out. Just give the limes a good old roll first, just to release the fibre and get the juices flowing. A couple of those and it goes. You can use table soap, nothing wrong with that. I like the texture and the flavour the rock soap gives. That's in there. We've got a stock syrup here, which basically is just equal quantities of sugar and water, just boiled together so the sugar dissolves, and that will just balance out the heat and the sweetness of the sauce. So that goes in as well, about half of that. That's that done. We'll go back over to the onions, see how they're doing. Like I said, you don't have to be mega cooked down, just need to be soft. And they, as you can see, what we started with to what we are with now, they've come down in a short space of time, kind of like half the size, and that's fine. You've got the flavours coming, the juice is coming out, and that you can either wait for that to cool down, or we can blitz it now once it's hot. It's still not an issue, not a problem. And again, we'll get that over to the blender, blend that down, and that's how we make the hot chili sauce here at Exeter City. Cloth on just in case. Like it quite textured, lovely colours, fresh. And there's the chili sauce into a kiln jar, again ready for use later. And that keeps for good 3 or 4 days in the fridge in the kiln jar, ready to go. There we go, done. And that's just a few sauces and dressings that we do as a little extra for the boys to go with dishes. Nice, vibrant, fresh, clean flavours, nice tasting, full of flavour. Okay, so the dish we're going to do now is a roasted aubergine, roasted with some harissa paste, and with that we're going to serve the super green quinoa salad. So quinoa I've just steamed off previously. You've seen us make the super green paste with the spinach, chilies, coriander, mint. Sauce with the mint and yogurt dressing is a bit cooler. And then through the salad we're just going to put some pomegranate, bit of lime, bit of chilli, mango and some nice fresh fennel, which we're just going to slice up. So all I'm going to do is just cut the aubergine in half, score it, like so, crisscross, touch of oil, and we're just going to smear, again, that can make the paste. Paste again is what we get from Goosemoor. Smear the paste on. This is, even if you're not a vegetarian or plant-based diet, which is this is, if you want to go a bit meat-free, it's a really nice alternative to a steak. It's quite meaty, the aubergine. Once we roast it like this with the harissa on, it gives an intense flavour. And obviously when you roast anything, the flavour intensifies. So that's just all it is. Bit of paste, easy to do at home. Again, we'll season that up. Into the oven. 180, it might take about 15 minutes or so just to roast through nicely. In the meantime, over here, what we'll do is what the quinoa that's already just been nicely cooked, steamed off. We'll prep the mango to go into the salad. Now there's a big stone in the mango, and it's always awkward to know where it is. So it looks a bit hooker to picklety when you slice the mango up and dice it up. You can use a peeler for this. I just find it easy just to top and tail and just run your knife around. And again, you don't have to be too precise about it. You just take a little bit off there. I'm not throwing that on the floor. I do have a bin beside me just in case you think I'm just throwing it on the floor for Gilly to clean up later. I'm not. Bit of fennel. Now I'm going to use my new toy. Bought this last week, the old Chinese mandolin. Don't have to use this at home, use a knife. And if you do buy one, just be very, very careful with your fingers because they are lethal. I'm not sure if anybody's seen the episode with Rick Stein when he's chopping garlic and he cuts himself on it on TV, so that's not a good look. So the fennel, that's all you need. Nice and finely sliced. Again, nice bit of crunch, bit of texture, bit of aniseed flavour to it, which I quite like. Touch of heat again with the chilli. Again, you don't need too much because you're not doing loads. And again, pomegranate, just going to put that in half. And we're just going to knock a couple of seeds out. Again, you don't have to go too mad on this. Textures, colours, flavours. And in this time of year, you don't need to use the aubergine. This is quite nice by itself. You can replace the aubergine with a bit of chicken, perhaps maybe, or a bit of fish. Or just have this as a salad by itself, which is quite nice. If you want to add a bit of protein into it, use some cashew nuts. This is the puree that we made earlier on, so we're just going to add that to the salad. Again, this is obviously heavenly seasoned. You've got the spinach and coriander, mint, chili all going through that, which obviously hopefully will change the colour of the quinoa. We'll mix all that through, and as you can see, slightly changing the colour. So it's packed full of goodness, full of iron, and you've got like some little fruity notes obviously with the mango to cool it down, and the pomegranate, there you go, bit of aniseed. So that's all mixed through. And when the aubergine's all nicely cooked and roasted down, we'll just plate the dish together and finish that off. And that's one of your vegetarian plant-based diets, which the guys like, a little bit healthy for you guys at home as well. Nice and sticky, a decent sort of size. There we go, and that's our little flapjacks that the boys take away with them on away trips as a little treat. Let's have a look. Lovely. So as you can see, they've roasted down, they've become sticky, gooey, intensified, ready to rock and roll. We'll have that one side there. So that's like your protein as such. We know this is seasoned nicely. Like we said, you've seen before, we've got the pomegranates in it, the mango, fennel, and then obviously all the nice goodness with the puree. We'll just build that on the side, or you can put it on top. You can replace the aubergine with chicken, just have the salad by itself, put some cashew nuts through it, some sort of seeds for a bit of texture and like your protein. We'll just clean the side there slightly. And what we do with the dressing that we made earlier on, with the spinach and the mint and the yogurt, just as a little cooling thing to counteract with the harissa, which is quite sort of fiery. We just drizzle that on all over, and that's the finished dish. Nice, healthy, fresh, vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, covers all bases, and that's one of the dishes that we serve here for lunchtime at the Cliff.